had to bust out the TMNT hoodie for this one. But wait. There we go. Now let's get it. My name is Mr. J3T, aka Big Sexy, aka the World Class Badass, aka the Kentucky Cannon, aka the Houdini of Sexy, aka aka the Man of the Century, aka Chocolate Thunder with a Caramel Swirl, aka Black Lightning with a peanut butter filling, aka Mr. Crispy, because I got myself a haircut. I'm crispy again. Yeah. And I talk about movies, TV shows, anime, cartoons, and comic books. Speaking of comic books, today we're going to be talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin. So, if you guys remember way, way back, I talked about TMNT The Last Ronin. And it finally released this month, so I'm here to talk about it. So, as the comic starts out, we see the last Ronin, the last surviving Ninja Turtle, and we see him as he's trying to break into this futuristic, post-apocalyptic New York City. There's these walls surrounding the entire city. The river is just sludge, it's gross, it's nasty, and the last Ronin has to swim in this sludge, so it's disgusting. He even comments on how disgusting it is, but he doesn't care because he's out for revenge. So, as he's breaking in there, we can see that he's talking to these people. We don't know who they are yet, but later on, we see that the people that he's talking to are his dead brothers. So, we don't know whose the dead brothers are yet, because their masks, their little face masks or whatever, are black, and so is the last Ronin. So we don't know which is which yet, but we do find out at the end of this comic book. So we see that he's talking to his brothers, and we don't really know if he can actually communicate with them, or if they're just in his head. Most likely they're just in his head, but hey, this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, maybe you can communicate with them, who knows. But yes, eventually he breaks into the city, and his goal is to break into this tower and kill this guy whose name I'm forgetting at the moment. But this person is the grandson of Shredder, and we find out that he took over New York, pretty much. And we see New York, it's this crappy place. Like I said, the river is just all types of messed up. And the Ronin is trying to break into this building to kill the grandson of Shredder, whose name I forget at the moment. So, as he's doing this, he ends up stealing a bike from a girl named Jones. So, is this girl related to Casey Jones? Who knows? But all we know is that her name is Jones. But it's not easy, as his ghost brothers tell him it's not easy, because he's constantly getting bombarded by these cyberized cops, these cyberized ninja. And because the leader, he became the new leader, Shredder's grandson, he became the new leader of the Foot Clan, and he basically turned them into cyberized ninjas, basically. It's like the Cyber Initiative from Mortal Kombat. If any of you know about Mortal Kombat and you know the lore, it's basically like the Cyber Initiative. He took the ninjas and he cyberized them, basically, because they are still human, but they're mostly robot. So the Ronin, he has to just fight his way to the top. he eventually does get to the top, but he doesn't get his chance to kill the guy because a big cyberized ninja thing comes out and tackles him all the way down to the ground. So now he's back at square one. He's feeling understandably pissed because he just had to fight his way through all these cyberized robots or cyberized ninjas just to make it all the way to the top and to just fall all the way back down and start at square one. So he's understandably pissed, but he doesn't have time to process this because they're still after him. So he ends up going into the sewer, and that girl, Jones, and her friends, they tell him that he went another way, right? And the girl Jones follows him. She follows him into the sewers, him being the last Ronin. And we cut back to the tower, and we see that the grandson of Shredder, he has his mother in like some life support, basically, in like a the how do you cryogenic chamber. He has her asleep, basically. His mom is asleep, and he's like, "You will share in my glory," basically. And it's during this exchange that we find out that he had a hand in killing the turtles because he's like, when he sees that the last Ronin is a Ninja Turtle. Sorry about that. Sorry if there was a little pause there. My phone is on 20%. Anyway, when he sees that the last Ronin is a Ninja Turtle, he's like, "What? I thought I got rid of them years ago." So that leads us to believe that he had a hand in killing the turtles, or three of them at least, or maybe he was the one that killed them. Who knows? So anyway, we cut to the sewers, and the last Ronin, he's mad and he's sad, basically. He's sad because he failed his mission. He wanted that sweet, sweet revenge, but he didn't get it. He went all the way to the top of the building and fell all the way down. So he's feeling pissed and he's feeling sad because he failed, and he's talking about how he misses his brothers and how he misses his father. We see him taking off his gear, and we see him laying down each of the turtles' weapons with their bandanas. That's what I was trying to say earlier, bandanas. And he's feeling sad, basically. He takes Leonardo's broken sword, and he's actually about to kill himself because he failed, but he passes out due to blood loss, and the girl Jones finds him. So we cut to like this weird little limbo thing where him and the rest of his brothers, they're young, and he's there, basically, but he can't be with them because he's still alive. So he wakes up in a hospital bed. All of his injuries are bandaged up. And we see that April O'Neil comes in to greet him. April O'Neil, she's still alive and she's older. So that's awesome to see April O'Neil is still alive. I hope Casey Jones is still alive. Something tells me he's not alive, but I hope he is. So yes, April O'Neil, she's alive, she's older, and it's awesome to see her. So she sits down with the last Ronin, and the last Ronin's like, "April, is that you?" She goes, "Yes, it's really me. But who are you talking to, Michelangelo?" Yeah, the last Ronin is Michelangelo. This guy right here. This guy right here. The party dude is the last Ronin. So, I believe I called it on my last video that this was going to be Michelangelo. A lot of people called it that and said that it was going to be Michelangelo. My best friend Harrison called it and said that it was going to be Michelangelo. Shout outs to Harrison, by the way. His YouTube channel is, I believe it's Cyborg Ice, I believe. So go subscribe to him. Shout outs to Harrison. What's up, dude? Uh, he guessed that it was going to be Michelangelo. Me, I had a feeling that it was going to be Michelangelo, but I also had a feeling it was going to be Raphael too. Uh, I kind of get why they probably didn't do Raphael because he would have been the obvious choice. Uh, you know what really would have been a curveball though? If the last runner was Donatello. That really would have just threw everybody off because literally nobody predicted that it would be Donatello. So if that was Donatello, everybody would just be like, "What? Oh, okay, wow." So a part of me wishes it was Donatello, so people wouldn't so people like wouldn't expect it. But all the same, the last Ronin is Michelangelo. He is the last surviving Ninja Turtle. So yes, it's I see it too. Why it's Michelangelo too? Because he was the fun one, you know. Like I said, he's the party dude, and to see all of his brothers and his dad die, that turned him, that broke him basically. He's a shell. He's a shell of his former self. I'll be here all week. Uh, so yes, we see him. He's this broken man, just out for revenge because that's all he has left. And when he doesn't get that revenge, he's ready to kill himself. So yes, you feel bad for him. You know, uh, you just feel really bad for him because when he's in the sewers, he's just grieving, just telling us, "I really miss my brothers. I miss my dad. Like, I miss all of them." Like it, you really feel for him because it's just sad. You know, Michelangelo was just so happy being like the happy jokester guy, but to see him just so broken and sad, it's just oof. It was just really sad and depressing to see this happy character and what he turned into. It's just depressing. In fact, this whole situation is depressing because I don't want any of them to die. I don't want Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, or Raphael. I don't want any of them to die. And to know that three of them are dead and the last one turned into this broken man is just really sad to see. But I'm hoping that that eventually this will lead to a happy ending. I hope that Michelangelo will get some closure, which I'm assuming he will. So I'm hoping that he'll get some closure at least and just live on, live his life. So yes, I hope that's what's gonna happen. But for now, this is where we're at. So that was the first issue. Uh, all in all, it's a really good first issue, or a really good place to start off this journey. It's a 4-issue miniseries, so I'll be back to cover the next 3 of this little series. But it was a really good series. Not series. It's a really good start to the series. If you want to read it, there's a website that I went to. I forget the name at the moment, but I'll link it in the description. So if you guys want to read it for yourselves, that'll be in the description. But all in all, it's a really great start. I give it 2 thumbs up with a J3T stamp of approval. And yes, that's about it. If you like this video, give it a subscribe. But if I messed that whole thing up, get it together, J3T. Get it together. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. But if you really like me, consider subscribing because it's free. And why not, you know? Deuces.